The sensor is too close. I'm stuck again. I was on a ladder and now I'm back on a snake. This is a Yose Power official pedal assist sensor solution. If you've got a Hollowtech2 type bottom bracket, which we've got here, which Shimano do a lot of, and you need to put the sensor on the drive chain side, the crankset side, but even when I do all that, it doesn't fit. Well, it fits onto that, so that fits onto that, but this is too close. I'm not even sure this is the right way around, but it doesn't fit the other way anyway, so there's no way it's going to fit the other way. Currently I've resorted to battering it this way. If it snaps I don't mind, because it doesn't fit anyway. So also I've damaged my bottom bracket taking this out. Well, I've damaged the bits where it goes on, but yeah, that's not a very good thing either. The bottom bracket's still safe, but I might have trouble later getting it on and off. So for Hollowtech2 people try to put a pedal assist sensor on, I've got 3 possible solutions I can think of, which I'll tell you in the end, at the end. For those with traditional square taper bottom brackets, they'll have a gap here, and all they do is they put on the one piece pedal assist on this side. Like you don't even need 2 parts anymore for this, it's just 1 part nowadays, and you'll take that off. But that's for people who've got a gap there because they're using a traditional square taper. But this is Hollowtech2 by Shimano, a new type. There's no gap to put it on. There it is for square taper people. It's all so easy. For Hollowtech2 people, you're told to buy something like this that sort of clips on, and you have to put it on the chainring, and you put something like this on. This is actually the one that Yose Power suggest, and they even sell it on their website. I think it's made by Meter, and so you've got that bit there, you've got an adapter thing, and that fits actually, and then this is your magnetic bit, so it clips on, or you can put it in here if you need to. So that was all perfect the way I've got it, but this is too close, so it doesn't really matter. That's why I'm battering it out. If it snaps or it doesn't work, I'm not really bothered because it's no use to me now anyway, as it is. There's 2 problems that Hollowtech2 people on a road bike type bike will have if they're trying to do this themselves. First of all, you need a bit of circular metal around here for the magnetic disc to cling on to. And with 1 or 2 gear ones, they don't tend to have a small ring anymore. You know, it's about 7.5 centimetres diameter, and really it's when you've got really small gears at the front, and most of us don't have them anymore really. I had to get this one. It's a triple gear. It's very hard to find a triple gear now for a road bike in the front, but I ordered this from Germany, and especially for this, for the triple gear, I did get my magnetic disc to fit there. When I take it off, it fits. But even though this adapter, it has to be a 5-pin thing, 5-bolt setup for there. If it's 4-bolt, it won't fit. You could try the magnetic disc on its own, but if you want to use the adapter, it needs to be 5-bolt. If I get this working, I'm just going to try with the magnetic thing though, because it really fits strong. You know, it could fall off at any time, but yeah. Then when you're ordering, say you need to buy a new crankset, you need to make sure it's totally compatible. So most with a road bike type crankset, I'm talking about, you know, gravel or whatever, maybe even mountain bikes nowadays, you know, because maybe they're doing away with this sort of small ring, 7.5 centimetres bolt to bolt sort of. Yeah, you're going to be in trouble in that step on its own. But then if you get past that, there's no space here anyway, so it's not going to fit. I don't know why they don't make these, you know, adjustable so that you could adjust them out, you know, that sort of thing. Just nobody seems to care. And Shimano are replacing their lower range, traditional lower range families of grip sets with Shimano Qs. And so far, Shimano Qs, which has only been around for 6 months or a year, I've not seen any that aren't Hollowtech2, which is this type, Hollowtech2 Bottom Bracket. So that means everybody is buying a thing that is going to have this problem now. For the road bike type anyway, probably most mountain bikes too. So this is a future-proof video, guys, because I think you are all going to end up here. I'm guessing what will happen eventually is that either Shimano will start putting a small sort of bolt thing on, or an adapter you can put on so that you can fit these sort of things, or eventually they'll just do away somehow with this sort of setup. It'll be able to, the sensor will be able to tell without fitting a sensor even or something like that, you know what I mean? That's sort of the way it's probably going to go. But for now we're really struggling. Yeah, on this Shimano Sora, which is getting phased out, I think, Sora. It's obsolete, this one. It's very hard to find now. I could get the disc on even without the adapter. I'm not sure how it knows it's in the total centre, you know. And it sort of comes apart a bit, sort of falls through there, but I would try that first without using the adapter. That's how I'd try it. This is the adapter that comes with it. It's only 4 pins, but there's 5. It only fits 5 pins apparently, and there it fits perfectly. So if I needed to use that, I would, and I would need to, I think I would need to take the bolts out. Yeah, I think so. I've fitted the, although it does just fit like that, you know, maybe it's just meant to keep it in place. I don't think so. I think you're meant to take the bolts out and bolt it in. There was no instructions with the adapter I had to order, with the, you know, I had to order this myself. You can get it from the Yose Power website, or you can buy it on eBay, Amazon, etc. eBay was the cheapest. There was no instructions or anything, but I think this, it's called King Meter 74C, the adapter's called that. The discs are called King Meter half disc basically, or 12 points. I've always been afraid of bottom brackets, but it was surprisingly easy. I mean, basically you just unscrewed it the right way. Yeah, to unscrew them, for both of them, you go facing the back wheel, turn towards the back wheel to unscrew them. To tighten them, you do both towards the front wheel. This is from an Aldi or Lidl toolbox kit. I never knew what it was for, but I know now. It's for Shimano Hollowtech2 Bottom Brackets. But as you can see, I damaged it all. When it was moving, I thought that was great. Oh, that's great, it's giving way. But actually it was just slipping, and it was ruining my grips here. I think Shimano do one that's, you know, it fits, it's wider and it fits right across, so you get more of a grip. I think that's better than using this type. Not unless this one isn't really a good quality one, but I think it probably is, because it's Aldi or Lidl. This was my first go at removing a bottom bracket, and it's really hard to remove them, so I was probably doing it all wrong. I was hammering like that, and then when it was slipping I thought, that's good, it's giving way, but it wasn't. It was damaging my thingy. But I had to hammer them anyway. It was the only way I could get them off, so hammering them towards the back wheel, both sides. I don't even know if this sensor's the right way around. If it isn't, it won't fit anyway, it'll be too close to my crankset. I've already given it a hammering, and I'm going to give it more. Untighten to the back, towards the back wheel. I'm going to try this without a hammer, because I didn't tighten it up totally. Nah, I'll need to hammer it. Please don't damage it anymore, please. Yeah, I've seen a bike shop using a big, huge wrench, you know, they've got one of the things that go in like that. They're using a big wrench that you use for a car probably. You really need leverage, I think. There we go. probably damaged it more. I took both brackets off to fit this, but I think you can get away with just doing the one. Yeah, why not? Apparently this is the same sort of threading as a square taper one, so if I wanted to put a square taper bracket on, I should be able to. So it's King meter again. What's that called? I can't make it. 8DH sensor. For my Yose Power they use these type of connectors, which I like. So I don't know what way around that's meant to be, but I'm only fitting it with that towards the crankset because it won't fit the other way because this is in the way. So yeah, I'm probably doing it the wrong way around, but there you go. So this is the one that Yose Power recommended. But you can see, you can get all different ones. Here's another one. These are the same physically, but I don't know if they're the same voltage, you know, amperage, wattage. Well, are they all compatible with each other electronically? I don't know. I mean, this cheap one fits physically, but I don't know if electronically it's going to be compatible. It's no use to me though because of this connector, different type. Listen towards back wheel, listen towards back wheel. Listen, I just want to show you the damage I've done here. I mean, it's just to where you grip it I've damaged it, but yeah, of course someday I might not be able to get that off. And that was using this with a hammer, soft hammer. I don't know if that's typical or just total incompetence or what, you know. And that frightened me as well. Why do not disassemble? Turns out it's really easy. Whether it goes right or not, that's a different thing. With my official Yose Power pedal assist sensor that they recommended and sell on their website, you can see I've already bent it quite a bit. I'm just going to keep bending it either until it snaps or it fits, ideally. But like I say, I don't even know if it's on the right way around. I don't think it is actually, but it won't fit the other way because that's far too close to the crankset. And I'll tell you my 3 other possible solutions if this doesn't work. 2 of them major and 1 of them, well, the other one I've already ordered the part and I'm hoping it's going to work. Underneath is the only place I could really get this to fit as well, you know, because the crankset's always in the way, so underneath was the only place for me. Maybe there's another place, but that's what I found. I'm only tightening it up a bit here, not full on. In fact, I'll move that back a bit. And now on to caveman mode. It's going a bit. That'll do. Well, I've got the adapter on here as well, and it's just a bit too tight, really, with the adapter on. So I'll take the adapter off. I don't think I'm going to be able to bend the metal any further away. It keeps sort of falling out. I don't know why. You know, it's falling into each other, but I'm just going to try like this just now anyway. I think I might cable tie that together. Possibly that would work. I'll give it a go anyway, but it's very poor quality situation, you know. Of course this might be the wrong way around anyway, in which case it would work in reverse, so it would be no use. Just giving it another try, but it's falling in there. It seems to be staying away. I don't know if that's would work at all. Not like that, but if I got it right, put on cable ties and that, you know. I suppose it is staying off. Only just though. I'll tell you how I got on, but for now I'll tell you what I think are 3 possible solutions. Number 1 solution is, instead of one like this, try a clip-on one. You know, it clips on here or something. This is what Yose Power suggested for Hollowtech2, where you have to put it on the crank side. But I think a clip-on one would seem to be better. As long as you've got somewhere to clip it on, because I mean the crankset's taking up a lot of that side, but you know, you clip it on your frame somewhere. I would hope I could squeeze it in here, you know, something like that. I need to watch for the derailleur and the chain, but I would hope there's somewhere. But it's only going to cost me about £11, so that's what I'm trying. Solution number 2 is to buy a traditional square taper bottom bracket, but then you'll need to buy the crankset as well. All the other stuff, maybe. I don't know, you might just get away with just buying a square taper bottom bracket and a crankset, maybe. Apparently the thread this is in is fairly common, so I should be able to get a square taper crankset on it, and then I won't have any problems with putting on the Yose Power pedal assist sensor that they gave me, which goes on this side, because I would have a gap. And I wouldn't have to have a triple ring or whatever, which I had to have for this, to get that magnetic disc to fit onto something. That's about 7.5 centimetres diameter, I think. I wouldn't need to bother about that, because I would just use here's the Yose Power when it comes out, I would just sort of put it on there like that. It's a one piece, and that would be me. I'd be set to go. And then my solution number 3 would be to buy another bike that's got a square taper crankset, you know. So, because buying another bike, you can get good ones from Decathlon for about £250, you know, a square taper crankset. I don't know, well, you can get cheap ones actually, so you may be able to get one at £30 on a mountain bike type, you know, but it depends what sort of crankset you're wanting. If you're wanting a decent one, it might be £100 or something. So you might just be better just buying a new bike altogether, you know, but I don't know, but that's my 3 solutions. I'm going to leave this one just now as a mystery suspense video. I'll tell you how we get on. Of course, all the electronics have got to match up as well, whatever you do. So if you buy a clip-on one, the electronics has got to match this one, you know, voltage, amp, watts, whatever. So that's the risk I'm taking, but it's only costing about £10.50 but from eBay. So that's what I'm doing just now. I'm going to try this first of all, but this isn't going to last, you know, it's far too close. It's just, when I put the adapter on that fits this snugly to the crankset, it takes up more space, and I just don't like even that, having that ring round the bottom bracket, because that's taking a bit of space as well. You've got to think of chain line and all this. So the only good thing about this is that I wanted a triple ring anyway, but I probably wouldn't have bought one, but I wanted one. Yeah, so this is, well, I think that's 30 teeth. That's 39 teeth. That's 50 teeth, I think. Yeah, but if you're going to try this, you need a small ring here, or something metal for it to clip onto. I think long term, since Shimano cues for the road and gravel bikes and that, they all seem to be Hollowtech2. A lot of people will be having this problem in the future, and I'm sure they'll come up with a solution, you know, but this is the sort of thing you're looking at just now. I'll tell you how I get on with this. I suspect it's going to work in reverse, but even if it does work, probably the first go it'll just be a catastrophic disaster or something. But I'll tell you how I get on anyway. It's really not looking good at all, is it? It's closing in on that side. When you tighten these, you really need to put a lot of torque into it, apparently. Well, don't quote me though. This is the best I could get it without the adapter, because these have sort of to be halfway down. Looking at the way the adapter goes, sort of halfway down seems to be the centre. I mean, it's holding quite well, but I doubt it. Probably the first bump I go over it'll fall apart like that, you know. So I don't think it's meant to be like this, but oh well. I've sort of given up on this, but I'll keep trying just now, because there's always a sort of weak point. Yeah, like that. Pretty hard to measure this, but I think the magnets are about 6.5 centimetres apart in diameter. Using the adapter, yeah, it looks about 6.5 millimetres. The magnets are apart. The sort of bolts on the crankset, you'd be looking like 8 millimetres, 8 centimetres apart or something. I don't know, because this is for a 5-pin. Maybe 7.5, I don't know, I can't measure across. Because that's in a way, and the bolt to bolt isn't a diameter. You have to make sure that the disc clears the bracket as well. It wasn't on fully there, but you can see that fully, it's just not going to work probably. Almost definitely. It seems that the magnetic force gets attracted to other things, you know. It would work well with the adapter, but even the metal bit there's rubbing, so I don't know. I might try something based around that. If I can get that metal away from there. Probably snap though. I'm starting to think that you don't need to bolt the adapter on. It just, as long as it goes over 4 of the bolts, that'll keep it in place. Power ups, Molly. Power ups. It works. But it's a real sort of hatchet job, you know. I wonder what happens if you go the wrong way. I was going the wrong way earlier on, but this is the right way. Yeah. But it's rubbing, although that's firmly on with that adapter. And the bike wheel's rubbing as well, if you recall. I had to file stuff at the front, file the fork. So even though, well, it's good to get it working anyway. I don't think that's good enough though. Hopefully it'll work with a clip on. It's rubbing, but then maybe it'll rub away after a while, you know, it'll file itself down. But I got it working.